Hi, I'm Jessica Perel, and I'm interviewing my brother Joseph
Hello.
for themes for emerging adulthood. How old are you?
23.
Okay, let's start. Do you exercise?
Yes.
How often do you exercise?
I'd say every other day.
What do you do for exercise?
I work with my buddy Jack. We either do just like circuit stuff, like lifting and stuff like that, and then we'll usually end it with cardio.
Okay. Do you experience a lot of stress?
No, not really.
What typically causes you to stress?
I wouldn't really say anything, but if I had to pick something, it would probably be, I guess, work.
Why don't you think you stress?
I'm not really sure. I'm pretty just laid back, and I feel like there's a solution to every problem. So I feel like there's no point of really stressing out about little things or big things.
If you did stress, how do you think you would cope with it?
I think I would just sit back and analyze the situation and just kind of talk to my peers about the problem and just try to figure out the best possible way to overcome it.
Do you use any substances?
I drink occasionally with my buddies on the weekend, like Friday or Saturday night, but I wouldn't say I normally use any substances.
Do you believe that you deal well with conflict or problems?
Yes, I do. I would say I do.
How do you typically deal with problems?
Just by thinking it out and just trying to figure out the best solution to the problem. And just, I'm very level-headed when it comes to stuff like that. So I kind of just sit back, take in the whole situation, and just really understand the problem and just figure out the best way to figure it out. And then if I can't, I'll go to my friends and try to see if they can help me figure it out as well.
Okay. Would you say that you believe that there can be many different perspectives / opinions of people who are put in the same situation?
Yes, I do believe that.
Why do you think that?
I just think it's possible for everyone to have their own solution to the problem.
Okay. Would you say that you believe that there is a right or wrong side to things and no in between?
No, because I think out of experience, everyone has their side, and there's always the other side to the story. And each people are always fighting for what they think is right. So I think at the end of the story, it's just there's no possible. Everyone just needs to come to an agreement on the term not the term, just the problem at hand.
Okay. How has attending college changed your attitudes towards schooling?
I attended college for a year and a half after high school, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad experience, but it's just I worked outside my whole life beforehand, and then when it came to school, I went to school for computer science, and I just didn't really want to do it because I just couldn't picture myself sitting at a desk all day.
So, what made you decide that college wasn't for you?
The thing that made me decide college wasn't for me was that I could just make as much money as doing something I'm passionate about, which is joining a union. And I'm a union electrician now for IBEW, and it's the best thing I ever decided to do.
How did going to college and leaving change your mindset when it came to getting a job and what you wanted to do in the future?
I feel like it's really up to whatever anyone wants to do. I'm different from what my sister wants to do, and it's just whatever really fits you the best way possible.
Were you nervous to leave college and do something different?
Not really, because I knew I would be fine either way. Just kind of going back to the stress thing. I wasn't really stressed when I left college because I knew I would be fine regardless of what I do.
At what age / point did you start to feel like an adult?
I'd say I started to feel like an adult when I turned, I'd say probably when I turned 20, when I ended up dropping out of school. I think that was a big turning point for me.
Is that why you felt like an adult, because you dropped out of school?
Yeah, I would say that's a big point as to why I dropped out. Just because it's more responsibility, and it came to a point where I would rather work than go to school, especially during COVID when that happened and we were having class and my teachers were emailing me all the time wondering if I would be on Zoom to be at school, and I would just tell them something came up at work, and I would just rather go to work than just sit through a Zoom and just learn about something that I didn't need to know.
What do you think characterizes being an adult?
I think just overall the responsibility, just having more responsibility towards things, being more mature, how you talk to people, how you indulge yourself in conversations, just overall really every aspect of life, and just your decisions you make really decide whether, you know, you're closer towards being an adult or not.
Is there any decisions that made you like realize you were an adult? Like hard ones that were like, oh, this is an adult decision?
I think when I started in the union, that was really like a big turning point for me, because in my class, there's 600 kids roughly every year apply to join the union. Only 40 other kids get picked, and me being 23, I'm actually one of the youngest kids in my class, with there's some kids being in their 30s and even in their 40s. So it kind of hit me like a reality check where it's like, I'm doing something that even grown-ups and adults are trying to do. So I think that was a big turning point for me, where it's like I really need to like settle in and, you know, take control of the situation at hand and really lock into the situation.
How many friends do you have?
I would say I have well over like 10 or 15 friends.
What is the quality of your friendships, would you say?
I'd say very strong. I think I could count on all my friends all the time. I hang out with them almost every day. So I would say, you know, I talk to them all the time, every single friend, even ones that I had when I was 5 years old to ones I just made last year. I'd say I talk to them all the time, every single day. So
How many people would you call your best friend?
I would say all of them, truly.
Okay.
We're all so close with each other, so, you know.
What makes the difference to you between a like close friend and a best friend?
What was it? Ask it again.
What like makes the difference between a close friend and a best friend to you?
I would say someone you can count on and rely on. It's like I have like, I wouldn't really call like, I think I only have best friends. I would say like all my other friends are, all my other like, yeah, I just call them like acquaintances. Like I have like, I think all my friends are my best friends. You know, everyone else is just kind of like an acquaintance. So I would say I think every single one of my friends is my best friend.
Okay. How has your amount of friends and quality of friendships changed from childhood to adulthood?
I'd say stay the same.
Are you in a relationship?
Yeah, I am.
What would you say the quality of your relationship is?
I would say very good. You know, like obviously, you know, in every relationship you're gonna argue here and there and stuff, but it's like if you really want to figure it out at the end of the day, you will. And it's like another big point of like maturing and stuff, where it's like, you know, sometimes you have disagreements and stuff, and at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to be the bigger person and just be like, you know, I was wrong, I'm sorry. And just, you really get over those type of things, because you realize there's not that deep to like ruin something so good.
So going back to like the whole stress thing, you said you don't really like stress that much. What would you say would be like the most stressful part of your job if you had to choose?
I would say probably just every day on what we do. You know, being an electrician is dangerous. I would say it's very dangerous. You know, even just like an outlet, just like a regular outlet in your wall could kill you. So I think even just like working on anything hot, for example, hot meaning as on, you know, that's just stressful in itself. You know, God forbid you touch the hot wire, you know, it could shock you or even electrocute you. So it's just like every single day is kind of just like a, you know, like, are you gonna be okay? And especially cutting pipe, cutting wire. It's just like with the portaband and stuff. Portaband being is like it's like a tool that you use to just cut through things. It's very easy. And just like even that, like slip ups happen all the time, every day with our trade and any other trade, where it's just like, you know, you're just not thinking, you're so used to it all the time, doing it every day, and you just slip, you cut a finger off, anything. You know, you get really hurt. It's not a joke, and I would say if I had to pick one thing that's stressful about it, it's probably just being that. You know, every day is just like, you know, but every day's a good day. You know, if you just pay attention, take your time, focus on what you're doing, not be distracted. You know, everything is, every day could be a good day, but you always got to pay attention to those slip-ups. And we have safety meetings all the time about just like what to do and what not to do. Always wear a harness, always wear a hard hat, glasses, gloves, and just all stuff like that that could just prevent you from being hurt, you know?
Thank you, Joseph, for being in my interview.
You're very welcome, Jess.